Dude, she looks good. She's got a nice aggressive stance. The day we did this, we were actually super hyped, and it looks really aggressive. At this height, it looks like it should be super powerful, which we're not there yet, but we will be. But our goal with this car was to make it a little bit more stancy. I don't usually go like complete stance pants with my cars. This still won't be complete stance pants, but it'll be like, I don't know how the BRZ just has like sick fitment. Like the BRZ is just like perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna be appealing to look at, and it's gonna fit in with all the stancy pants cars without being fully stancy pants.
Exactly. So like I was telling you guys, we still want to adjust the coilovers. We want to bring the car down a little bit. Still go a little bit lower in the front. You guys already seen the back when it was completely dumped. If we go lower in the front, I think we should be all right. Like the fender doesn't really fit as much there. It's just like a little bit of fender liner in there. The rear though, we are going to have some issue because the rear is a thick boy, dude. This is a nice thick weld right here. Pinch. Weld? I feel like it's too early. And this car has been painted, so today's gonna be like one of those iffy days because this thing has been painted before by someone and the paint is flaking off of both bumpers. So we know we want to paint the car. That's not a question to us. If the paint gets accidentally messed up doing this, it's okay because we are gonna get the car painted. So Chris brought over the good old Eastwood fender roller today, so hopefully we can take a good stab at that. I've never actually rolled fenders.
Do you want to try it?
I would love for you to do it.
I'll do them. I'll do them. I ain't a pro, I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, we got a couple more AMS goodies to go with our AMS coilovers.
Alright, so here we have the rear lower adjustable arms for the Z, and these are the front upper adjustable arms for the Z. For some reason, the front arms on the Z are so dumb looking. I mean, it's the way they built the car. It is what it is. This is just basically so that we can do what we want. We can put the car to our desired height and then adjust like the camber and stuff to get it where we want it, and not like the classic, you dump your car, it looks how it looks because you can't move it. So same as the coilovers, this stuff is from AMS. So I will leave a link to them down below. You guys can check them out. We put the coilovers in and they actually ride extremely nice, which makes me look forward to getting these things in. Not that these are really gonna affect our like ride comfort.
No, but they give you more adjustability than the regular camber bolt, which is probably, you get like maybe like 3 degrees each way, where with that, at least double.
But I only want to start with these today. I want to start with the fenders. I want to see what we're getting into.
I would like to say that I'm lazy and I don't feel like jacking the car up, so we're gonna back the car up and we're gonna roll it on the blocks today. And then we're gonna put the left fender
in, okay. The only thing that this car has is this tiny little rust bubble in the paint right here, which we knew was fine because we know we're gonna paint it.
Probably just roll it to like here and like here.
Well,
like with a main roll, and then we can come in and feather like a light roll here if we want.
Yeah. But like
we'll just get like the main
flakes. We'll just get it painted and it'll look fine. It'll just be flaked for like whatever till we get it done. And like the reason it's coming off the bumpers is because it was painted by the previous owner, but they did not do a good job.
That or they didn't do a proper prep job.
Paint should be fine. You heat it up, roll fenders. People do it all the time, every day. I'm just hoping that ours stays intact because it would suck if it didn't.
That's why he wants me to roll them, because he doesn't want to be the one to blame. For those people that roll fenders and don't clean this though, that's just wrong. It's like going to the washroom and not wiping.
Oh, dude, that actually feels nice.
Yeah.
Wow, I wish they could feel that.
So I gotta clean it.
I expected to reach back there and be like, that's not good, but.
No, it'll be fine. Well, I'm not gonna say it'll be fine, but it's not horrible. It's not like there's rot in there.
Yeah, it's smooth. It feels like you're touching this, just up in there. Can we get a light in here and see? Oh, dude, you're just rubbing undercoating off. That's why it's so cussed.
Yeah, probably.
Look at that, the lip is mint.
Yeah, it should be solid, because this thing, we hope, has never been wintered.
Well, they said it was never wintered.
Minimal wintered, if at all. But I remember when I rolled the G, I just spent like 20 minutes cleaning these out because it's been wintered like every year of its life.
It's probably just custy up there.
They're feeling nice. So yeah, once you know it's clean, I like to give it some kind of lubricant or something to protect the metal. Because sometimes if you fold this or when you roll it, if it cracks the paint inside the fender, like on the
inner side,
on the pinch, then you're screwed if you're like driving out in the rain or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially if you daily your car. So you got to give it some kind of like oil coating or something.
Yeah, so we took off some of the undercoating
Yeah.
because it was already collecting dirt and just crap from the road, and
Yeah,
we're gonna
it's
put
filthy.
back a new undercoating.
Yeah. So we should be able to hopefully slap that wheel back on, stance buoy it a bit. It already is kind of stance buoyed.
Yeah, we can stance buoy it a bit more and we're good to go. So what do you think? Roll the other side and then we can get into arms and then we can lower it and then we can have fun?
Yeah, exactly.
And for the fronts, they got like these little tabs to hold the fender liner on. We got like 1, 2, 3 tabs, and we're basically just gonna fold those up. We can't really roll this fender because if you guys see this little black trim piece here, is literally thicker than the actual fender roll. So doing anything to this is just gonna bacon the fender out and make it look all weird.
I think what we do is we get to putting the rear camber arms in. Instead of lowering the rear right away, let's just adjust them and get like where it looks nice, and then we'll come to the front and we'll get it situated.
And then, yeah, well, then we'll work on lowering. The rear has more low like availability than the front.
Yeah.
So if we do the front first, then we can match the rear to it.
Exactly.
Because the front cannot go as...
Like everyone knows, you can just absolutely sink a rear.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the fronts, they just never go as low.
These boys are gonna replace this fat chunk of meat right here that goes around the coil, which actually should hopefully be pretty easy to get off. We probably just have to drop the coil and drop this knuckle. Then we can use the threads on this boy to move like the camber adjustment on the wheel. Good luck getting that. They just sunk that thing so deep in there. Oh yeah, buddy. But one by one though, the suspension is looking so much better. This just took so much longer than it should have, dude. This is in such an awkward spot to get any sort of tools, especially these nuts are like really, really big on these arms, and it's really hard to get tools that fit on those nuts in this little space. This probably literally took an hour. So we got the camber bolt maxed out negative, and then we got these arms maxed out, almost maxed out negative. You guys can see there's like still a little bit of a gap between the two bigger bolts, but it's really not that bad. This will give us a general idea. I think we're gonna want it more positive anyways than this. We just want like a good starting point. So it looks good, dude. It accents the coilover is real nice. I got these mud flaps out. This little bracket's part of the bumper, but I'm not gonna worry about taking it off because we're gonna get a new bumper probably anyways. And then Chris is over here. He's just about to drop this rear one off. While he's working on that, I think I'm gonna drop the front wheel off and see what I can figure out here, because we just wasted way too much time in the back messing with that stupid rear arm. You can get these a lot closer, right? Look, you can see like the difference way better because they're not so far apart. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's nice.
So if you line that boy up, you get about that much, which actually would translate to a lot of camber because it doesn't take much adjustment to move the wheel a lot. You gonna hit me with a double wrench? He hitting it with a double wrench. He is hitting it with the double wrench. Oh, and the foot for the win. Damn! Good job, buddy. You killed it. Nice. Put it in the vice and hit it with the back. Come on. All right, everything here is back together. We got all the bolts and everything, and the struts, everything is good and assembled. And then with the front, this actually goes up real nice, and we put it towards this side so that we could like access it a bit with the wrench. And now, I know when you do this, most people go ahead and they match their stock arms to the arms that they just put in. For our sake, for the video's sake, for your guys' sake, for everybody's sake, we didn't do that. We maxed them all out as negative as they go to see what we can do. So right now the rear camber bolt is as negative as it goes, and these arms are as pulled in as you can go, just because we're literally just curious how much this does.
Obviously we ain't leaving it like that.
No. And then we also have the front one cranked. There is no camber bolt in the front though, it's just this thing. So I'm pretty sure these are as tight as they go. Should give us a bit of negative camber. The front doesn't look like it's gonna get too spicy. What? Is this Stancy Pants?
Yeah, that's mad camber. It looks too much for me, buddy.
It's not good, it's not good.
It's mad camber. I don't even know if the camera can pick it up. -7.
Not bad. So if you guys are looking at it, those arms plus that bolt gets you -7. That's a stock camber bolt. You could probably get like a beefier one, maybe. I don't know if they do that.
Yeah, I don't know how it is with these.
-4?
-4.
It's not bad.
They could go a little more too. Okay, well we're gonna go
now is to basically bring this tire out.
Yeah, we want it to be flush.
As flush as possible.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily going for camber.
No.
We're going for using the adjustable arms to make sure that the tire comes as close to the fender as we can.
We're going for like Skyline fitment, but just not as slant.
Not as slant, yeah, because we're not on bags. So here's where we're at with the Z. It's been literally 5 days since we started this video because we wanted to sort everything out. We didn't want to like on anybody or anything like that just to get a video out. Don't mind the Z, it's been sitting outside under a tree, so it's super dirty, but we got this thing sitting like, I don't know, I'd say pretty close to where we want it. This car's a little weird because right now the bumper to ground height is the same as your Skyline when it's aired out.
Yeah, pretty close.
The wheels just aren't the same. So to get this thing to like have real tight wheel fitment, you basically can't drive it. We got it to a point where we kind of like the wheel fitment. So like the rear right here is, you know, how we would like it. It's all fitting in. We used the arms, we pushed out the wheel. Everything fits nice, fenders are rolled. Front, this is as low as we could get it to go. It's still not terrible. Like if this was our ride height, I'd be okay with it. The issue is these coilovers don't go this low. This literally, there is no perch rings in this coilover setup. This is just the strut with the spring just sitting in there. So there's absolutely no preload. You can't drive it like this. We basically, the other day, we like ripped the coilovers apart.
Yeah, we did. With ripping the perch rings off the coilovers, we already knew we weren't gonna be able to drive the car that way. But like Robbie was saying, we wanted to see what height we could reach in doing that, to know if like we could do something, you know, get a shorter shock or whatever the route would have been.
With our setup, we just can't do it.
Yeah, with our setup, we can't do it. So
the coilovers have to go lower than they do in order to even really be able to use the arms to dial in your fitment adequately. I mean, you can still get the arms if you're trying to get like nice track stance or whatever. So this is where we're at. We wanted to show you guys the car because it's been sitting like this for like a week or so, and it is where we would love to have it. Like if this is where we got it to and we could drive it around, I'd be okay with it. I'd be like, you know what? It's as low as we get it. It is what it is.
Oh yeah, exactly.
The unfortunate thing is we can't drive it like this because like I said, there's no preload in the front.
We're gonna basically put the perch rings back on and put the coilovers back to how they should be from factory. And then we have some surprises coming.
The arms are good, and what we did today in today's video was install them. So we wanted to show you guys what it can look like installed. I really like this car and I want to drive it. So for the sake of being able to drive it, we're gonna raise it back up probably about an inch, put the perch rings back in, put it back to the way the coilovers are at their maximum low. The car will be a bit higher, but I can drive it. And if I can drive it, we can do the manual swap, we can do all the fun stuff that we're waiting to do.
Which is key.
Which is key. If we can't drive it, we can't do anything. So. I'm gonna give you guys a quick visual for those of you guys that didn't fully understand what I was saying. This is what the coilover looks like. We reassembled this one. This is what we had it doing. So we took out both these perch rings and we had the coil just basically bottomed out on this collar because this collar is threaded in all the way. It won't go up these threads anymore to get any lower. The issue is when you hit a bump and the spring compresses and comes back up, the shock goes up with the travel of the car when it comes up, and the spring is just basically floating. So sometimes it comes down and the spring lands like this, sometimes the spring sits properly. So you're not actually getting any shock action, you're literally just getting spring action. We raised the rears to match because the rears just do whatever they want. Put the other front one back together, get them in the car, we'll see how we sit. Boom. So that's where we're sitting. That's what it's gonna be looking like for now. It's basically the same fitment that the video probably started with.
Yeah, it is.
Except the actual camber is a little bit better because it used to be more. So you guys can see we got this thing dialed right in. This all clears now and it like pokes a little bit better so it looks nice, especially the rear. Like, look at how aggressively we have that rear stance. And you can jump all up on this thing and it clears. It's all dialed in, it looks good. And whenever we go to change this up in the future, we have the AMS arms in there so we can dial it in if we want to like adjust whatever. An aired out fitment, for example, or something like that. We want to adjust the toe in the rear because it was whacked and we broke the freaking toe bolt in half. So we just got 2 random bolts back there. So obviously we can't drive the car anywhere because the toe will just move around. I ordered 2, the closest place that I could get toe bolts, like the fastest. They came from a dealership in Montreal and they're shipping to a dealership here.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a couple days. Then we can get this thing down off the blocks. We can go get it aligned and we can actually keep driving it and keep making progress. That's it. I hope you guys are pumped to see this thing out in the wild. Really, I hope they're pumped for the manual swap because we just need this thing aligned now.
I feel like I'm pumped for the manual swap because I'm gonna get to learn some things.
You absolute shadow right now.
I'm a shadow boy.
I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and stay committed.